Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed viewers, imagine a time when the very air around us seemed to carry a pestilence so potent, so terrifying, that it struck fear into the hearts of an entire continent. This plague, known as the Black Death, stands as one of the darkest chapters in the annals of human history. Today, I invite you to journey with me into the heart of medieval Europe, where we will explore the harrowing tale of Europe's dark plague. The Black Death, a name that echoes through the corridors of time, was more than just a disease. It was a cataclysm that reshaped the course of civilization. But what was this plague that wrought such devastation? It was the bubonic plague, caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, carried by fleas on rats. Originating in the east, it swept across continents like a relentless spectre, leaving death and despair in its wake. Picture, if you will, the bustling streets of medieval cities, once teeming with life and commerce, now haunted by the spectre of death. The Black Death spared no one, rich or poor, young or old. It struck indiscriminately, claiming the lives of millions and leaving communities shattered in its wake. The Black Death was not merely a biological phenomenon. It was a crucible that tested the very fabric of human resilience and societal structures. As the plague swept through cities and villages with merciless efficiency, it exposed the fragility of human existence in a world that had long clung to the illusion of invincibility. Imagine the terror that gripped the hearts of medieval Europeans as they witnessed loved ones succumb to the ravages of the plague. Death became an ever-present spectre, lurking around every corner, rendering even the most mundane activities fraught with peril. Families were torn asunder, communities decimated, and the bonds that once held society together strained to the breaking point. In the face of such existential dread, fear and panic became the prevailing emotions of the day. People sought refuge in superstition and religious fervor, turning to God in desperate supplication for deliverance from the scourge that threatened to engulf them. Authors, driven by desperation and despair, resorted to acts of irrationality and cruelty, scapegoating minorities and outsiders in a futile attempt to quell their own fears. The social fabric, once woven tightly with the threads of communal trust and mutual cooperation, began to unravel under the weight of collective trauma. Trust turned to suspicion, compassion to indifference, as neighbors turned against neighbors in a bid for self-preservation. The bonds of solidarity that had sustained communities for generations frayed and snapped, leaving behind a fractured landscape of distrust and isolation. Yet amidst the chaos and despair, moments of extraordinary courage and resilience emerged. Ordinary men and women, faced with unimaginable adversity, found within themselves the strength to endure. Communities banded together to care for the sick and dying, often at great risk to their own lives. Medical practitioners, though often powerless against the tide of death, tended to the afflicted with unwavering dedication, offering what solace they could in the face of overwhelming despair. In the crucible of the Black Death, the true nature of humanity was laid bare, revealing both the depths of our capacity for suffering and the heights of our capacity for compassion. It was a time of darkness and despair, yes, but also a time of resilience and renewal. For out of the ashes of tragedy arose the seeds of change, sowing the fertile ground for a new era of social, cultural, and intellectual transformation. Amidst the chaos, however, arose tales of courage and resilience. Communities banded together in the face of adversity, offering support and solace to those in need. Medical practitioners, though often powerless against the tide of death, tended to the sick with unwavering dedication, risking their own lives in the process. Yet, even in the depths of despair, the Black Death catalyzed profound changes that would reverberate for centuries to come. It precipitated the decline of feudalism, paving the way for the rise of a new social order. Labor shortages empowered serfs to demand better wages and working conditions, setting the stage for the eventual demise of the medieval manorial system. The Black Death also spurred advancements in medicine and public health, as communities sought to prevent the recurrence of such devastation. Quarantine measures were implemented, and rudimentary attempts at sanitation were made, laying the groundwork for future public health initiatives. As we reflect on the legacy of the Black Death, let us not forget the countless lives lost and the untold suffering endured. But let us also recognize the resilience of the human spirit, which, in the face of unimaginable hardship, found the strength to persevere. In conclusion, the Black Death stands as a somber reminder of the fragility of human life and the indomitable spirit of resilience that resides within us all. May we honor the memory of those who perished by striving to build a world where compassion triumphs over adversity and where the lessons of history guide us towards a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.